this is the genius trick that the system pulls on us. So it is correct that all these certificates, your birth certificate, when you're born, they're done under fraud and deception, which makes them null and void. However, because you willingly consent your entire life to identifying as the legal entity by replying to mail that has that legal entity name on it, by giving your driver's license to the cop when you get pulled over, by putting it on every possible identifiable place anywhere in your life, think of all your adult technical things like bank accounts and everywhere, you are using that legal entity name, okay? So because you are doing that, you are, without knowing it, consenting to what they've done to you, right? To that contract that they've created. So your entire life, you've essentially been committing identity fraud without realizing that that's what you're doing. And that is what makes it valid. That is what solidifies the contract. That is what solidifies the legal entity. Is, however, the 18 years, the 20 years, the 30 years, the 40 years that you have been identifying as the legal entity without knowing that that's what you're doing, identifying as a straw man, right? As some say, the all caps name, even though the case doesn't matter, but I won't get into that. When you do that, which we've all done that, okay, because we just didn't know better, then you have consented over and over and over and over and over again to those certificates, right? To that birth certificate, okay? Which is a contract. So, yes, what you're saying is correct. However, it is irrelevant because we have consented and solidified the contract in so many other ways that in order to separate ourselves, we have to take the proper steps in order to separate yourself from that legal entity and live in the private, right? So you have the public entity that you operate in commerce with and with the world with, and then you have the private entity, right? Which is who you really are as a living man or woman. There's some argument there of, God knows you before you're born, so whatever. If you want to get into that, we're not going to get into that, but essentially there's the private, the public, right? So that is where we want to make sure that we are separating ourselves through a process of registering that legal entity and effectively saying, I am not this legal entity, I'm not this business, I am the agent of said business, I am the representative of this business, and I speak for it. However, I am not it, right? So that is what I teach in Claim the Name. If you didn't know, it is linked right here and also at the link in my bio. Highly recommend just tapping on my profile and getting it at that link in my bio, because it's going to be a way better experience for you as a student going through the course through that than it is going to be clicking this link right here. So if you're interested in that, that's available at my profile for you.